Hello virtual racers, this is Jason for Pitlanes Sim Racing and welcome to today's new video. Today we're going to go back in time and get a little bit nostalgic as we recreate one of Sega's classic titles, F355 in Assetto Corsa. So put on those rose tinted glasses and come and join me for some fun right after this intro. Here we are, retro racers, on the grid in a Ferrari F355 challenge at Suzuka as we recreate one of the classic Sega titles from about 20 years ago through the power that is Assetto Corsa and its modding community. So, for those of you who are a little younger, shall we say, you may not remember the origins of this. Back in the late 90s, Sega's arcade division, AM2, released F355 Challenge out into the arcades, and it was a monster of a setup. If you could find a full-fledged cabinet, we're talking 3 CRT monitors, a proper 6-speed shifter, the whole lot. It wasn't cheap to play, and until you'd mastered it, you didn't get very long for your money either. But for me, it just cemented my love of Sega at the time, and that led me, of course, to go down the Sega hardware route. And in early 2000s, when the Sega Dreamcast came out, still one of my favourite consoles of all time. Shame it died a death and Sega pulled out of the hardware business. But we got a console port of F355 Challenge, and it was immense. I played that game, I don't know, more hours than I should have done. Combined with Daytona USA and Sega Rally, which were both on the Dreamcast, it was a console and a game lineup made for me. So while I was out trawling the internet, and no, not what you were thinking of, for sim racing content, I came across a forum that had taken a long abandoned mod for Assetto Corsa and tweaked it, updated it, and just generally fettled it to make sure it was as an accurate version of F355 from the early Sega years. There will be a link in the description so you can go and check out the car for yourself. But this is proper old school. No traction control, no ABS. We got a H-pattern box, so we are going proper old school and loving it. Now, along with Project REBOOT, which again take long lost and abandoned mods and breathe new life into them, I managed to find a really nice version of Suzuka with a decent AI, and I have been enjoying this and just reliving those early, well, not sim racing, but early racing game memories. And this is what is so fantastic about sim racing today, is that whatever you can think of, whatever you want to do, want to recreate, somebody out there has had the same idea and produced the content. A little wide. These aren't the most pinpoint accurate handling cars. Not because the mod's no good, it's just that these are mid-90s Ferraris, you know. Brilliant in a straight line. A little bit scary when it comes to turning corners, so... But this is brilliant, you know. Back in the day when really the only option you had was to race the AI. So the Project Reboot team have done a great job of the AI for this track. So I could crack on, have great fun. And use modern hardware to recreate some retro memories. When I was playing this 20 years ago on my Dreamcast with my gamepad, marvelling at how great it looked and how much fun it was, I could not imagine that 20 years down the line I'd be sat in a custom made cockpit, direct drive wheel, load cell pedals, beautiful high definition, crisp, clean, beautiful graphics. It's just how far we've come. And more excitingly, with the new GPUs and CPUs coming along, if we can ever buy them, you know, what more can the sim racing genre bring? How far can we take it? You know, how much better can the AI get as we've got more CPU cycles to be able to give them more and more variability? You know, I suppose I could have loaded it up and raced these cars in VR. Although because it's an old mod, the interior isn't as crisp and clean as something like, you know, a modern day ACC. So some of these earlier mods, they don't always benefit from VR. But that would have been the whole technology leap forward. But I'm just loving this, playing it on my big monitor, just a few inches from the end of my nose. It's just brilliant, isn't it? Assetto Corsa just allows you to drive anything, anywhere. Just never thought I'd be back in the cockpit of an F355, throwing it around with some decent AI on one of the tracks that was actually in the original Dreamcast title, along with the Ferrino, whatever it is, the Ferrari test track, and Monza as well. I just preferred the option of playing Suzuka. Just think it's a little bit more challenging. Get to bang up and down the H-pattern box a bit more. But what I'd like to know is, you know, from your early console or computer days, what racing titles were you really into? Have you ever thought about seeing whether there's modded content out there to allow you to relive those memories and play them in a far more technology advanced title and with more accurate hardware? Oh, they fluffed my gear change there. If you did it live up to your expectations? Was it as much fun? I tell you, I've been smiling away for the last couple of weeks while I've been trying out different tracks, different AI combinations, you know. It's just It's just brilliant. This is why I love sim racing. I love racing games. I know we've gone big on esports and, you know, rankings and competition servers, but sometimes it's just nice. Kick back, have some fun, load up an interesting car and track combination, just pit your wits against the AI. If you mess up, if you get stuck into a little bit of argy-bargy, what does it matter? You're not going to get screamed and shouted at. The AI, they don't care. It just means you can go back to having fun. And for me, this is a hobby. This is a passion. So sometimes that's all I want. I just want to enjoy myself, kick back and relax. And these F355s and Suzuka track mods, they have allowed me to do that by the bucket load, and I've loved it. So I am going to try and find some more mods that allow me to live out some of my early racing game memories, although I can't go right back because I first started playing around with racing games back on the Atari 2600 VCS with pole position. But I'm pretty sure I can recreate some of my console racing titles. I've got to concentrate, get these gear changes right. Oh, understeer. I'm getting sound like James May and I am buffeting. Well, I hope you enjoyed this nostalgic look back at some sim racing fun from years ago. Links to the cars, the tracks, they'll all be in the description. And I hope it's, you know, giving you a little bit of food for thought. Maybe, you know, you should try it. When you're a middle-aged man like me, reliving your youth, it's not such a bad thing. Right, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it. Give us a thumbs up if you did, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.